Hello folks, today we are going to read the poetry My Mother at 66. This poetry is written by Kamala Das. Kamala Das is a very prolific poet and she belongs from India itself. And we are going to read this poetry My Mother at 66. When we see the title, it's very simple. It's conveying that this poetry is going to talk about poet's mother who is actually at the age of 66. And 66 out here symbolize an old age, where the mother is going to approach death. So it's a near death situation out here. Let's just start with the poetry. It says, driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning. The poet out here is saying she actually came to visit her mother, and now she's eventually going to go back to her own home in Cochin. The time has come to go back. This line is a very deep line. It is also suggesting you the complexities of human emotion. The time has come to go back. The time has come to part from the mother, and there's no other substitute left. She has to go back. When she is going back from her parents' home, from her mother's home to Cochin, she is going back to Cochin. Cochin is a place where she is living. Now she is married, so she is having a separate home. To Cochin last Friday morning. This scene is about last Friday morning. I saw my mother besides me. As I told you, she's going back to Cochin. When she is going back to Cochin, so eventually, in order to go to Cochin, she has to reach the airport. And to bid her goodbye, the mother has came to accompany her, to give her company. And when the poet is driving, the mother is sitting beside her. I saw my mother beside me. So the mother is also sitting at the side. And how is she sitting? The nature of the sitting, the nature of her is revealed in further lines. It says, doze, open-mouthed, her face ashen like that of a corpse. She's dozed. She's sleeping. She is taking her nap, open mouth. You have seen old people sleeping with open mouth. She is in a deep sleep. Her face when she is sleeping is compared, her ashen like that of a corpse. Her face is compared to ash. Ash here symbolizes lack of freshness. Ash here symbolizes lifelessness. Very important. Ash here symbolizes lack of energy, lack of vitality, lack of freshness, and most importantly, lifelessness. So she is compared to an ash. Ash symbolizes death, like that of a corpse. And corpse means a dead body. She is comparing her mother to a dead body. The figure of speech used out here is simile. A comparison is made. The face of a mother is compared to the face of a corpse. Though she is living right now, but because, as I mentioned, it's a near-death situation. So when she is sleeping, it looks like she is like a corpse. It looks that she's already died. Because the face is all pale. She looks all feverish. She looks all dull and dry. Let's just go ahead. Ashen like that of a corpse, and realized with pain. There is a sudden realization that dawned upon her. There is a sudden realization that she's feeling right now, and she's feeling really painful after realizing that. What is this realization? This realization is the near-death situation, the near-death condition, the near approaching death of the mother. The approaching death which is soon going to consume her mother, which is soon going to engulf her mother, is realized with pain. She is feeling really pained, she is feeling really sad and monotonous after understanding the whole circumstance, and she is comparing her mother to the corpse. A corpse, as I told you, is a dead body, so it's a near-death situation. Remember the keywords: lack of freshness, vitality, lifelessness, pale, feverish, and all. And realized with pain that she was as old as she looked. So she is as old as she looked, and she is feeling really bad about it. She is old and she is going to die. Soon she is going to loosen her grip on her mother. Soon she is going, though she is going to retain her mother in the memory, but the physical contact with the mother is going to go. The physical contact with the mother is going to wipe out. And this is an early warning, early reminder to her that, okay, this is going to happen in future, and because of that she is engulfed in grief, she is engulfed in pain. But soon put that thought away, because she is engulfed in grief, pain, and now is not a time to feel painful, now is not a time to mourn, now is not a time to feel bad, because it's time to bid goodbye, and she has to go back to her home in Cochin. So she put that thought away. That thought was actually making her crazy, that thought was actually driving her to monotony. That thought of losing her mother, is making her full of depression. She's actually feeling really depressed, and she's actually anxious after understanding, and when she got to know that she is soon going to loosen her grip on the mother, she wants to kind of put that thought away. In order to put that thought away while driving, what did she do? She looked out at young trees sprinting. She looked out. When she was looking inside, she saw her mother. The mother is compared to a corpse. But now she's going to look outside. And when she looked outside, she saw young trees sprinting. Can you see? It's not only trees, but young trees. Young symbolizes the spring season. Inside there is winter, but outside there is spring. Young symbolizes spring season, and trees are not only trees but young trees. So there is a sharp contrast which is drawn out here between the scenery which she is able to kind of witness inside and outside. Inside is all aged, inside is all old, inside everything is dull, monotonous, lifeless, and near to death. And outside everything is blooming with life, everything is joyous, everything is beautiful. And young trees sprinting, the merry children spilling. Inside there is a mother who's really old, but outside there are children, and not just children, but children. Then the poem goes ahead by saying, but after the airport security check, once that she has drawn a sharp contrast between the lifelessness inside the car and full of life situation outside the car, winter inside the car and spring outside the car. We're going ahead, and she has reached the airport and the security check is done. Standing a few yards away, now she's standing few miles away from her mother. Initially she had a very close-up look at the mother, and now she is going to again comment on the appearance of the mother, but from a distant perspective. Initially she gave the perspective of hers from a close-up because she was sitting in a car, but now that she is away, standing few yards away from her, she looked again at her, and she says, when she looked again at her, her face was worn pale. Worn is, her face was colorless. Her face was colorless. Her face was pale, that is yellowish color. She was looking all full of, like she was looking deprived of life. She was looking lifeless. The radiance, the charm, the brightness of the face was missing. And then she says, worn pale as a late winter's moon. As a late winter moon again is a simile. So we found two simile. One was ashen like that of a corpse. She compared her mother to a corpse when she is sitting near. But when she is having a distant perspective, she is comparing her mother to a late winter's moon. Now what is this concept of late winter's moon? Because she is seeing from far off. And when you see the moon, so moon is also far off. You're not having a close-up of the moon. She's comparing her mother to late winter moon. And winter moon symbolizes, in winter the moon is actually surrounded by fog and mist, and you're not able to see the moon properly. In summers you can clearly see the moon. It's all bright, it's all shiny. But in winters it is kind of deprived of its radiance, it is deprived of its charm. Similarly, the mother is deprived of all these things due to her age. Due to her age, because she is 66 now, she is old. Similarly, like fog, like the moon is surrounded by fog and mist, the mother's face is surrounded by wrinkles. I'm repeating this again, this is very important. Like a winter moon is surrounded by fog and mist, the mother's face is surrounded by wrinkles. Wrinkles and stretches, stretch marks, and she's not visible. The charm, the radiance, full of life mother is absent right now. She is engulfed by the old age. She is engulfed, very soon she is going to die. And felt that old familiar ache. When she compared her mother to the late winter moon, she felt an old familiar ache. Familiar means something which you already know. Old as in something which is really old, that's known to you. Something which is closely acquainted to you. Ache, you know, it's pain. So when again she saw her mother, what she kind of observed, she's having that feeling of old familiar ache. And this old familiar ache is the realization that dawned upon her that she's going to lose her mother. She's going to lose her mother with the passage of time. She's going to lose that physical contact with the mother, and only the mother is going to reside in her with the figment of that memory. And then again she says, my childhood fear. When she used to be a child, now she is adult, she is married, but when she was a child, she used to have that fear of losing her mother, because she is really close to her mother, she is really attached. But because she is married now, she is having no other option but to go back to coaching. But when she is going back to coaching, standing few yards away, she looks at her mother again, and then she says, my childhood fears are all awakened. The childhood fear of losing my mother is kind of dawning me right now, it's kind of bothering me right now, and it's troubling me. It's very difficult for me to go, and if in case I'm going to go back from here, I'm really going to go back with a heavy heart. And then it says, but all I said was, though she is feeling really bad, though she is feeling really troublesome, though she is feeling really depressed, dejected, melancholic, every sad feeling, she is engulfed in pain, she is engulfed in grief right now. Grief of the approaching death of mother, but all she said was, see you soon, Amma. She didn't share anything with the mother. The reason is because if she is going to share something, the old mother after listening can probably die itself, because she can't handle that burden. See you soon, Amma. So she is kind of saying, see you soon, Amma. See you soon, Amma means that she is giving a faint hope to herself. She is reassuring herself that when she is going to come next time to visit her mother, the mother is going to be alive. Though we don't know whether she's going to live, whether she's going to die, but as of now, because she has to part her ways, because she has to leave her mother, she has to go back to coaching, there has to be something she has to do right now to make her believe that everything is fine. And in order to make her believe, in order to make her feel optimistic, what she does is, she says, see you soon, Amma. She's giving a faint hope to herself. She's reassuring herself that everything is going to be fine. She's saying, we'll meet very soon. And then it says, all I did was smile and smile and smile. So this repetition, the figure of speech out here is repetition. And why is the poet repeating the smile, smile, smile? Because she wants to emphasize on the fact, she wants to heighten this effect. And the smile out here is not the real smile. This smile is kind of hiding that void. The smile is hiding all the emotions in which she is kind of drowning in right now. The smile is kind of hiding all her pain, is hiding all her fears of dying mother, all her anxiety, all her guilt. So hiding pain, guilt, anxiety and fear, for that she's smiling and smiling and smiling, and this is actually a hollow smile. This smile is to reassure that she is able to hide her void. So I hope you understood this poetry. It's a very nice poetry. Two symbols which are used out here are the cocks and late winter moon. Please emphasize on that. Then also make sure you kind of are able to draw a sharp contrast between inside the car and outside the car. Inside the car it's all winter, dull, monotonous, lifeless. Outside it's all beautiful, all blooming. There's spring of life outside. And for more doubts, you can always get in touch with me. Also remember that this poetry is a reflection of complex human emotions. This poetry shows that the poet out here is really attached to her mother, but then she is left with no other choice but to leave her right now. For that, she is giving herself a faint hope by saying, "See you soon, Amma." I hope you understood the poetry. I hope you liked the interpretation. Make sure you give a read to it, and then you can get in touch with me. For more such videos, like, share and subscribe. Thank you.